Hey, Kylie here from the Funnel Flippers. We're going to dive into how to create a did not book kind of nurture sequence or automation for when someone is coming through an application, they're not being disqualified and they're landing on a booking page, but they're not actually booking that call. Generally, this is going to look like a high ticket program with front end VSL application and sales call after, but it could look different. That's just an example. So we're going to start out with our survey, of course. And the one thing you have to make sure you do is add your disqualification metrics. So I just pulled in a couple random questions here. And then I set my options to if this question is equal to no, then we're going to disqualify after submit. I just have it as a message. You do have the option to also open as a URL if you want a custom disqualification page. Part 2 of this, we're going to come into our custom fields wherever I can find that. And we're going to look for booked. So I went ahead and created a custom field. It is a date field, and it's literally just sales call book date. That way I can have this all the time so I know, hey, in fact, they did book a sales call. This is kind of like a safety net in case something else fails along the way. When we're done with that piece, this is where the automations are really going to come into place. There is 2. So the first one, we just want to make sure that we have some type of confirmation that someone is booking our sales call. Most people already have this with some reminders and confirmation emails. So the one step, well, let's start with the trigger. Trigger is just going to be customer booked appointment. You can also use appointment confirmed if you don't auto confirm appointments. In calendar, I just picked our call calendar. Pick whatever your calendar is there that you want to track booking or did not book. Then step 2, I did an update contact field because I want to always have this data available as far as when was their sales call. So we went ahead and selected the sales call book date custom field, selected custom date, and then I'm coming into the appointment and adding the start date as that. I have to redo it because it doubled up, and then saving. Then you can go ahead and put all of your reminder, confirmation, SMS, text, etc. Okay, then we are going to build out a second workflow. Goodness gracious. And I just titled this the sales call did not book nurture. So our survey submitted is going to be our trigger. We want to make sure we're filtering for survey is, and then select your survey. And then very, very important, we want to do disqualified is false. So you could actually technically build this out with the same trigger for a disqualified sequence if you wanted. But for this purpose, we have to do is false. Otherwise, everyone's going to come through, not just those who have not been disqualified. I'm just going to cancel that because I already have everything filled out I need. Okay, so from there, what we're going to do next, we're going to give it a wait step and just wait a couple minutes so that we can ensure people have time to actually go ahead and book, and that we're not pulling them into this immediately before they actually have a chance. Okay, then I'm going to do an if else. So you can do a customer book appointment. You can do this 2 ways. You can either do like contact, workflow contact is active in and do that sales call booked confirmation, as long as you have additional steps or like a long wait step at the end. Because if they're banging through it immediately and then getting out within 30 seconds or a minute, it's not going to show as active in this, so it won't work. So you have to have some type of wait step or like sequence beyond what we just built in that step. The way I do it is I will do contact details, and that's also the way I would recommend doing it if you have people coming in multiple times. Usually for this, like once they come through a time or 2, that's all they're coming through. Of course, I can't find this. Okay, sales call book date. So we're going to do booked call and did not book. Actually, well, you can do it either way. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to do a sales call book date is empty. Save. And then from here, this is where you go ahead and add your automation. So you can do your email, you can do your SMS, you can do essentially whatever you want here. I'm just going to select a template for the purpose of this. So you can add whatever you want here. And again, make sure you kind of save and publish at the end. If you want to, you can also add the goal event. And that's not an email event. We want to do, you can add the goal event so that appointment status. Okay, well, essentially, this is going to take 700 years to load, apparently. But you can go ahead and add this as appointment status, your call calendar, and then you can do confirms, and it'll end the workflow. I do recommend doing that just because that way if someone books, let's say you have a 7 email sequence, if someone books at email number 3, they'll be pulled out of this sequence. In addition, you could also add a remove from workflow step in the first automation that we built that has like your confirmation and reminder emails as well. So hope that helps. If you have any questions, let us know.